Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the week of October 16th to the 22nd, 2023. First card out for you is Come to the Edge. I'm on the edge of glory. I'm sorry. Actually, with that lyric that I just bursted out of me, I feel like you're on the edge of greatness here, Gemini, and you may feel this intuitively, like there's some big changes. And here's the thing, I'm getting a sense of frustration actually, because it's like you may keep getting this message in readings or just intuitively picking up that great changes are about to come for you, like in the upcoming week, the upcoming month, and then it's like it keeps like being prolonged. You know what I mean? It's like you just need that overnight success or that big change, like a big transformation is what I'm really feeling here. And come to the edge of your sanity. I'm seeing that as well. What if you made a really big change in your life, just out of the blue? Whether you cut your hair off or you cut a person off who sucks, or, you spontaneously apply to new jobs and decide, new career path it is. What if you made huge changes just for the fun of it? Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little bit of insanity, but in a good way. Like, what if you stirred things up in that way, You're being asked to make bolder changes and choices this week if you want bolder outcomes, okay? So this week I really wanted to channel some messages in from your spirit guides and ancestors and get a little mediumship going on. So from the spirit messages, you have stand your ground. And it says, standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know that you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. Wow. Oof, stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you want, stand up for what you believe, and make bold choices. Okay. And your postcard from Spirit, this is literally like a little postcard from your spirit guides. It says, Dear you, there is always more than one side to an argument, two sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate path or plan may be laid. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people may refuse to remain open to another's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. I feel like that final sentence was very, very important here. You're attracting new people and situations that enrich your life and bring wonderful things to learn. So at this time, this week, you may be actually noticing new people, new situations, or even the people that you know well. Their life may be changing in certain ways. Their mind may be changing in certain ways. You're being put into new situations here this week for sure. And if you're able to sort of see things from other people's perspectives and be open to how they view things, and, it may be very enriching for you, and this is something that we do subconsciously a lot. When we become close to people, they have their unique way of looking at things, and you may feel yourself and your mind sort of adapting to their energy and taking on some of their energy. And from that, you may actually change your game plan in life. You may have been trying to manifest something for the longest time, and then you meet someone else who has a completely different way of looking at things, and you start to look at it from that way, and you're like, do I actually really want that original thing that I wanted? I'm seeing here people and situations in your life are influencing what you actually want from life, and your mind may be changed this week, but Spirit's saying this is a great opportunity, a great gift. So deepen your relationships with the people around you and get to know how they're viewing things in life. It may be a very enriching experience for you, and you may receive some answers to your questions. You may receive the guidance you need to meet your goals, or your goals themselves may actually change as a result. So Spirit is sort of handpicking the people and situations that are in your life right now to help guide you in a beautiful direction. So this week we're actually going to get 6 cards from the Tarot del Toro, and it's a beautiful deck. Let's see what's in store for you this week. We start off with the Two of Wands. Okay, this is a card about planning the future. And again, I saw that message here of like, what you want for your future is changing at this time, like straight up. And I feel like your future goals, plans, and path is literally changing. And I'm seeing an image of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Harry Potter, but there's like this big, giant like tower that has staircases that literally move, you know, as you're like on them. And so your path may end up changing. And I am seeing that in my head right now because it feels like that, you know, you go up the stairs with one direction in mind, and then the actual staircase itself moves and it's like, actually, you want to go here. This is a faster route. Or, you know, there's something in this direction for you. So I don't know, I'm seeing something like that coming through for you. So it's quite exciting. For example, you may have met someone and get really close to them, and what they want in life is one thing that you may have, you know, not considered, and you're like, wow, that actually does sound good. I should manifest that for myself as well. Or, you know, they may actually want similar things to you, but they may be going after them a bit more aggressively or in a certain way that you've never even considered before. And it's inspiring to you, and you may end up making different choices that will speed along your process, your journey. Does that make any sense? So really get to know the people around you, listen to what they're saying. This is something I don't even feel like you need advice on. I feel like you're already doing it. And it will actually bring you closer to your goals. So that's beautiful. Second card out for you is the King of Blades in reversed. So this is your energy coming through. You know, I've been doing these weekly readings since May when I started this channel. And I noticed like almost every reading, each sign gets themselves, either the king or queen of whatever element their sign is ruled by. And you know, your element is air. The King of Blades is air. He is coming out in reverse though, which tells me, you know, you may be feeling a little bit out of sorts here. Again, when it comes to your direction in life. Also, I'm getting a sense of someone may be, and this could be you. This doesn't have to be someone else. This could also be you. A little bit emotionally distant or a little cold, piercing, down to business. Okay, like I'm just gonna focus on business. I'm gonna focus on my goals. I'm gonna focus on what needs to get done around the house, etc. And so I am getting kind of intuitively, this is a very goal-oriented, career-oriented, financial-oriented type of reading. And you may not necessarily be totally all about your relationships and in your feely-wheelies this week, so which is fine, you know. So it's a good week to get organized there with your life and, you know, what's happening there. All right, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, I'm assuming this is upright. It's really hard to tell with this deck when a card is upright or in reverse, but I mean, the leaves are going up, so I'm assuming it's upright, you know. Seven of Wands. Okay. This is a card of sort of defending yourself and protecting what you want in life and being a self-advocating person. This is a theme that I've been seeing come up in the collective, especially the divine feminine, for the past few weeks. And you may have been feeling this, you know, your whole life you may have prioritized your relationships and making everyone around you so happy and being giving, being very nurturing. Whereas, you know, you may have been hurt by people who just really are self-advocating and focus on themselves and what they want, you know. And the thing is, those people may not have necessarily intended to hurt you or even done anything to hurt you. It's just that they were self-advocating and they know what they could and could not give. And so they may not have given as much as you gave in different relationships and different connections. So I feel a shift taking place here where you're being guided to be more self-advocating, similar to the people who may have hurt you, yes. But the thing is this, in reality, Everyone and every situation you find yourself in is a mirror into your own soul, especially when there is a degree of emotions attached to the person or the experience. So, for example, when you feel offended or hurt by someone who is acting selfishly, only focusing on themselves, getting what they want, and not really taking your feelings into consideration, that is a direct reflection of what needs healing within your own soul. You need to be more selfish, more self-advocating, so that way schmucks like that won't walk all over you. So in a sense, they're actually mirroring a quality that you need to take on more of. And the reason why you may be feeling an emotional resistance to them and their behavior is because, your belief system within has told you that's bad. Self-advocating is bad. And that's something to really explore and push into more, because I feel like that's what you actually need more of this week, is to be an independent, just queen or king, and really standing up for what you want in life and focusing on your goals. You have focused enough on making everyone around you happy, on doing everyone's chores and work and picking up the slack and everything. You've done that long enough, okay? I promise you've done that long enough. And now is the time for you to pick up the slack in your own life, because those years, I feel guided to say, that you were focusing on everyone else around you except for yourself, your personal life and goals were slow. Like, they really slowed down. So now it's time for you to pick up the slack in your own personal life and what you want in life, and making yourself a strong, independent person who can stand up on their own 2 feet, having their own money, their own success, their own everything. Okay, I feel like a shift's taking place this week where that's the new focus, and this will be a chapter of your life that will actually last a couple of months to maybe even a couple of years, okay? So I feel it shifting strongly this week, though, with the eclipses going on during October. So right before this week begins on, I believe, Saturday, right? Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And so that energy that's coming up at this time is going to be lasting for about 6 months, okay? So whatever you're intuitively picking up on in your life right now, all of these messages we're saying, it will be lasting for 6 months, okay? This is just the beginning of this energy. Second row out, fourth card, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is a lack. Some of you may actually be working on creating more money, okay, in your life. You're also being asked to allow other people to help you during this chapter of your life. You spent years helping everyone around you. Now it's time to receive the help, I think, okay? We have the King of Goblets. Wow, King of Cups right underneath that King of Swords in reversed. 2 kings, okay? 1 in reversed here. There may be a little bit of tension in certain relationships in your life. As I mentioned earlier, look to see where you're feeling resentful of the people around you, or where someone may irritate you. What qualities do they have that are making you resentful or irritated? Those are the qualities that you may actually need to take on more yourself, okay? And, kings are divine masculine, and they literally, historically, only really look after the well-being of themselves and their kingdom, okay? They don't give 2 hoots about other kingdoms and their well-being. Look in history, a lot of them were very, evil almost, ruthless in the way that they cared for themselves and the people that they ruled over, of their family, essentially. That's all that mattered to them. They didn't care if the kingdom next door, suffered and starved because they were taking up all of the resources, okay? And I know that's ruthless, and that's an energy you probably feel a lot of resistance to. Again, press into that resistance. This is a part of the shadow energy of the human psyche that actually does serve you well at times. I'm not asking you to be evil or selfish or greedy, but when you are completely deaf and blind to that aspect, it's very Aries energy, Mars energy. You get what I'm saying? The planets are only illustrators, okay, of the human psyche. And that is an energy that exists within all of us. And I feel Gemini, that you have really been out of touch with your own inner Aries, your own inner Mars, war, self-advocation type of energy. Because you always viewed that as like evil or bad, like it's bad to be selfish, which I understand. However, because you were so shut off to that energy for most of your life, you actually lived quite an unbalanced life, because that is a required part of being a human, to a degree, to a degree. So I don't know, I'm seeing you kind of getting in touch with this side of yourself and being a bit more ruthless, because honestly, your version of ruthless is everyone else's like normal. That's what I'm picking up on. Sixth and final card out is the Valet of Goblets. Okay, or the Page of Cups, as it's also known. And you know what? I was saying earlier that this wasn't a very strong relationship reading, but I'm changing my mind. I definitely feel that once you have this sort of self-respect, self-advocacy, standing up for what you want and your goals, it's really funny because it's almost like exactly what you always wanted in your relationships, exactly how you always wanted to be treated by the people around you. It suddenly happens. You know, you may have noticed for the past few years, it's like people taking you for granted. And I'm getting so many examples in my head right now of this. Like, for example, one time I remember I worked really hard at a job, and I was basically doing all of the managerial work and being paid as like a server. And they kept like teasing me with like a promotion with more money. They never actually gave it to me. I just ended up quitting. I'm like, all right, bye. But that reminds me of that. It's like people taking you for granted or trying to get the most amount out of you with giving as little in return as possible. Or even in relationships, this could be like people taking you for granted, you know, cheating on you, or, you know, constantly leading you on, saying it's going to go somewhere deeper, it's going to lead to marriage or whatever, and it never does. That type of behavior that you experienced in the past was a result of you being out of touch with this Mars Aries energy, standing up for yourself, self-advocacy. And it's like suddenly you take this energy on, and like that, it's an energy, it's an energetic reaction. The people around you start treating you with much more respect and dignity. And you'll notice like people are afraid to take you for granted. People want to scoop you up and treat you with respect and lock you in before you disappear, you know, before you say enough is enough and you leave. You know, you carry yourself differently when you embody this lesson here. And so that's this beautiful energy I'm picking up for you this week. Huge spiritual shift, which will take effect not even just this week, but for the next 6 months minimum, okay? Minimum. And this new energy will teach you a lot, and it'll drastically transform your life and your relationships. And this week is just the beginning, guys. So thank you for joining me. Watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this week ahead for you. And subscribe to the channel. I do these every week. I skipped 1 week since I started the channel, and that was last week. But I literally do weeklies every single week. I do dailies, I do monthly, quarterly, and eventually yearly readings here. So subscribe. I did just start this channel in May, and I'm excited to see how far we can take it with this community. Comment how this resonated with you down below. Every comment, every like, every share, it all helps spread this video out to other people and put it out there. So I appreciate all of your support in that. And if you want to take your support an extra step or connect with me deeper, you can get a personal reading with me one-on-one from my website, spiritpsychic.org. The link to that will always be in the description, and that is the only place I will ever tell you to get readings. I do also offer readings on Etsy, but I do not link my Etsy. It's the same exact reading, same exact price. I just would rather you go to my website because Etsy takes out a heckin' large fee. So there you have it, guys. All right, bye-bye.